Woman over 27, it's time to sell. If you're a woman over 30, it's time to mark this shit on 50% off. If you're over 35, it's time to put that shit on clearance. If you're at 40, it's time to put that shit at the outlet. If you're at 50, Salvation Army.
There's a growing trend where older women are voicing their frustrations about men consistently choosing younger women.
Older men don't want older women. I have a hard time believing that older men genuinely see younger women and think, this is my romantic equal. Yeah. Like, I don't think you think that about a 22-year-old, sir. Winston, Charles. I agree. Think back if you can. Don't say anything out loud. Just think about what you were doing at 21. Don't say nothing. See, look at your face. Look at your face. You see what I'm talking about? You don't know yourself enough. You're naive. You're immature. You have no business dating somebody who can buy houses and such.
Men who date significantly younger women only. When someone's 18, early 20s, a woman, and she's still figuring out herself, and then the guy's 40 plus, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, where is your headspace at? Okay, if it's just physical, that's one thing. But I also have a sensitivity to that of power dynamics, and because the younger person is still developing their fucking frontal cortex. I've talked about this online, and I get a lot of pushback. Like, you're just old and bitter. I'm like, I, at the time, did not know better. I didn't know what I was giving up.
Buy a dog, die alone.
But here's the catch. Men have valid reasons for doing this, even if older women aren't willing to accept it. So, why are so many men drawn to younger women? Let's look at the reasons behind this preference and consider just how common it really is for men to date younger women over older ones.
A lot of people think men date younger women because they're younger. No, not at all. Men do not date younger women because they're younger. Men date younger women because they're less expensive to date. That is what it all boils down to. See, you go out with a 25-year-old, she just wants a pair of shoes.
This point might sound a bit amusing, but it's actually quite true. While there are many reasons why men date younger women, one significant reason is that it's often less expensive than dating older women. A younger woman might be happy with simple things, and her love for the man is usually clear and straightforward. She doesn't demand much, and her expectations are often more about spending time together rather than financial support. This simplicity makes the relationship feel more genuine and less transactional, which is something many men value. On the other hand, dating an older woman can sometimes come with higher financial expectations. It can be difficult to tell if she truly loves you or if she's more interested in your money. This can be a painful realization for men who are looking for a genuine connection.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
And how old is your man?
He's 53.
Damn.
So do age gap relationships really work?
I think when both sides have good intentions, yes.
So what are your intentions for him, being that old?
First of all, he's not that old. 53 is not old. Especially when you look the way that he looks. My intentions are just to love someone who's in this new phase of life when they were unhappy for so long and feeling more alive than they have in the past 10 years.
But with a 20+ year age gap, what do you two have in common?
We have a lot in common. We are both very sentimental people, very in tune with our emotions, looking for genuine love, like to have fun, like to eat good food, love to experience new things. There's never a dull moment in our relationship.
And you don't have any long-term concerns about him being that old?
Of course I do.
Wait a minute, what the
But I prefer to focus on the positive things. And life's too short to not go for what you're feeling.
And does he have any kids?
He has 3 kids.
Wait, what? How old are they?
They're all college age.
So like 18, 19?
Like more like 20, 21, 22.
Damn.
But that's not too far off from you. So if you were to like marry him, would they still be your stepkids?
I mean, they would be my stepkids, but it's not like we would have like a mother, like disciplining their kids kind of relationship. I feel like the way that I envision it is like we're kind of friends. Like I don't know.
Oh, really?
No, maybe it's just me being stupid and naive, but
You don't think it's a little awkward being that, you know, you're kind of seeing and being intimate with their dad who's, you know, their dad and y'all are the same age?
We do not care.
I think that like it could probably be awkward, but also their dad is a hot young guy. I'm sure they hear that a lot too from their friends. And like their dad isn't like some senile guy who's walking around with a cane and staying at home every Friday night. Like he's out, he's with his friends, and like he's getting bottles, and there are young girls around. Like I'm sure they're used to that and would expect that too. Like I think, not to say that they're going to be completely okay with it, but I don't think they would be opposed to it. Like when you have a dad that's hot, that's that hot, what do you expect? You think that he's going to go and be with some like old lady?
I find it curious that women get so upset about the biological fact that most men prefer women in their younger years, mainly due to fertility, low body count, and just general attraction. When I knew countless women at the age of 19, 20 who dated 30, 35 plus men while they were young, and then all of a sudden they get to be 30, 35, and now all of a sudden they disagree with it, saying it's creepy. I find that it's more just an insecurity factor and the fact that they are no longer that young and now they see those women as competition. Which is sad, because in reality, most of my videos are really to teach younger women to choose better in their 20s. If you are in your 30s and still single, that is no reason to hate on the younger generation or hate on the men that prefer them, and by calling them creepy or even words that I'm not even going to use here. Innately, I have always known this. My husband is 7+ years older than me, and I did that for a reason. And he did that for a reason. At the age of 37 when we met, he knew he wanted a family. He's not going to go find another 37-year-old hoping by the grace of God or with fertility treatments that they could have a baby. I'm not hating on women. We just need to understand both sides. Men have every right to choose their preferences just as women do. For example, nobody wants to date a short, broke man.
This woman is absolutely right. Men have the right to choose the kind of women they want to be with, just as women do. The fact that many men prefer younger women should not be something that gets criticized today. It's important to recognize that everyone has their own preferences, and that's okay. What's interesting is that a lot of the older women who criticize men for dating younger women once dated older men themselves when they were younger. This makes their criticism seem quite hypocritical. These older women might be frustrated now because they didn't settle down when they were younger and had more options. Now that they are older, they may find it harder to find a partner, and this can lead to resentment. Instead of accepting that men have their preferences, they criticize them for making the same choices they once made.
A lot of grown men date young girls to avoid that grown woman pressure. See, every man want to believe that he's an alpha man until it's time to do what alpha men do, like provide, protect, produce. So when that grown woman put pressure on that wannabe alpha man, who's usually a weak man, he runs to a weaker woman. The woman that he can control her mind, the woman that self-esteem is low, the woman he can manipulate, use, and abuse. Yes, that woman. See, ladies, you could be too much for a man. You could be too independent. You could be too accomplished. You could be too established. You could be too confident.
A lot of older men were going after younger women. I was a product of that. It was like a year where it was like 45s and 50s trying to date me, and I was so confused. But then I got an older friend who was 42, and he specifically said, it's hard to date women around our age or your age because they talk too much or they don't understand the value of family or love. They're so focused on, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I can have my own this, that they don't give them the position to really truly love them.
Right. And lead them.
And he said that once we are successful, like as men, we really don't care. Like we just want a mate, we want a partner. So once he educated me that in that sense.
Older men, especially those who are 35 and above, often prefer dating younger women, typically between the ages of 21 and 24. This preference is not necessarily for shallow or wrong reasons. For many men, dating older women can sometimes mean dealing with someone who might talk a lot about things that don't align with their own values or goals. These women might be more focused on their careers or personal achievements rather than on building a family or nurturing a relationship. Because of this, older men may feel that dating younger women gives them a better chance of finding someone who is more aligned with their views on love, family, and life.
That older men want to be with younger women because they're easier to manipulate. But I have a list here. I'll give you some reasons why perhaps an older man might want to date a younger woman. And keep in mind, we're talking about adult women here. More physically attractive, more emotionally available, more romantic, more energy and optimistic about the future, more time to live life, travel the world before starting a family, more fertile, less baggage and trauma from past relationships, more open to new ideas, less stuck in their ways, stuck in the job city, more agreeable, easier to build a life with, more grateful and easily satisfied, less likelihood of having children or a psycho ex, younger parents who could be involved more in raising the children. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's perhaps some more, but...
Oh, and no kids?
No kids.
Usually, if they're younger?
Yeah, typically no kids.
Many older women believe that older men choose to date younger women because they are easier to control or manipulate. However, this is a misunderstanding. The real reason is that younger women typically don't carry the same emotional baggage that older women might have. They often have fewer past relationship traumas, which makes them more easygoing and open in their interactions. Additionally, younger women are often more optimistic and have more energy, which is attractive to men who want to start a family. They are also more likely to be emotionally available and ready to build a life together. Importantly, men also appreciate that younger women are more likely to be free of complications, such as having children from previous relationships, which can make things simpler. Alright guys, we've come to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, do well to click on the like and subscribe buttons. Don't forget to check other videos on our playlist. We've got some amazing contents for you. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.